This is it. This is the channel that you should be watching. This is a must-follow channel on YouTube when it comes to improving your English. Hi, my name's Dave. Welcome to Dave's English, and today we are going to talk about this channel that I just happened to come across while doing some research called Ina in English. Now, Ina is Belarusian, and she started her own YouTube channel. She is an actual linguist. She is not a self-proclaimed teacher or an info gypsy or anything like that. She is actually a real linguist, and she made a video a few months ago that I just happened to come across, and it's entitled, How I Became Fluent in English. This is what helped me. And I was just thinking, okay, this is going to be another one of those videos in which somebody talks about how they learned English, but maybe their English isn't that good, and they're trying to pass themselves off as an authority of teaching English, though they have no credentials whatsoever. But as I researched her channel and as I watched this video, not only does she have the credentials, she's working on her master's degree right now in Germany in linguistics. She already has a bachelor's degree in it. But everything that she talks about in this video is actually things that I have advocated for. So we're going to watch parts of this video. I don't want to show you the whole video because I actually want you to go to her channel and watch the video and subscribe to her channel. Subscribe to mine as well if you can. And I want to show you what you should be looking for when you're learning English. So let's go ahead, watch this video, and get an idea of what you should be looking for when learning English.
Hi, I'm happy you're here. My name is Ina. This is Ina in English. And the whole reason why I'm doing this video is because I'm a non-native English speaker and I learned to speak English in Belarus. I was born and raised in Belarus. My native language is Russian. I was raised in a monolingual family, but in a bilingual environment, but the second language wasn't English. It was.
So as we can already see, she is able to speak English quite well. She has a British accent, a little bit of Australian in there, but she is able to speak English really, really well. And I'm very impressed already. So if you're looking for someone that says, oh, if I want to follow someone, but they need to sound like a native English speaker, here you go. Here you go, right here. Granted, it's British English, but she is doing it in a way in which sounds very authentic. And that's what you're looking for.
And then I started listening to songs in English. At that time, I listened to Green Day and Linkin Park.
Okay, Green Day, Linkin Park, she already shows that she has really good music taste. I just got to say that.
Lesson number 2, do lots of grammar. This is a weird thing to say for someone who just recently posted a video about the lexical approach, saying how important it is to learn words, to learn collocations. By the way, check out the video. But yes, this is something I recently realized, that doing lots of grammar exercises is actually one of the things that helped me progress with my English.
So I want to talk about grammar and what she says, which is very important. You don't see a lot of channels that talk about grammar. You might see them talk about it skin deep, but they don't really talk about grammar. Why? Because teaching vocabulary online and on YouTube is easy. Hey, this is a water bottle. This is a microphone. These are headphones. Now go ahead and subscribe. See, teaching vocabulary is the easiest thing to do because, like, literally anybody can do it. Anyone who has a comprehension of their own native language, who can speak their own native language, and who can say, this is a water bottle, you can make your own YouTube channel about vocabulary. It's not hard. But when it comes to grammar, you actually have to know rules. You need to know the reason why things fall in line. And especially with English, when you have a language where word order is so important. So you need to learn vocabulary because you need words to plug into that grammar. But the fact that she is actually focusing on grammar and saying, hey, grammar is something that you want to focus on is a different trajectory compared to what others do on the internet and on YouTube. And a lot of people actually will just say, yeah, here's just a bunch of idioms, phrasal verbs, and other things. They don't talk about grammar. It's just vocab, 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 vocab. You want to find a channel that has a good mix between vocab and grammar and pronunciation if you're able to get that in, though I say that's a different skill to be learned. However, another thing I want to say about her channel is that she actually does a lot of talking about methodology, the way in which to learn a language. So if you look at a lot of polyglots on YouTube, they don't do these videos about learn this grammar, learn this vocabulary, learn this. They talk about methods in which to learn. They talk about theories of language learning, and her channel does that as well. She talks about approaches to learning a language, and just instead of just saying, hey, here's a vocabulary list, here's 10 words that you should know if you're learning English, now go learn those and put them inappropriately in a speech that it doesn't fit in, okay? So this is the difference between her and actual true polyglots and people who are just trying to make money off it, the info gypsies, because they understand the theory.
Lesson number 3, use simple words. At some point when I was blogging, and even more when I came to Germany, and I mostly speak English with my friends at the university, also with professors. So I asked myself, do I want to speak fluently or eloquently? And the answer for me was fluently. Because really, do I have to sound like I'm a writer?
So I want to hit on this point. So 2 excellent things. First, I have talked about the mistakes that Lingua Marina and others make on their channel. There's no doubt about that. But the thing that actually makes me more mad are all these videos of don't say this, sound like a native. She's saying do the opposite. And I 100% agree with her. Okay. I actually have written and done academic writings. As a matter of fact, in this book right here, I actually co-authored a chapter about forecasting elections because I had worked in politics for many years. And this academic book that I wrote a chapter in, the way in which I write in that book is vastly different than the way that I speak to the average person on the street here in the United States. And as a matter of fact, I would even say that the way that I speak in my videos, I kind of kick it up a notch compared to how I talk to the average person in the United States as well. I actually throw words in there that are a little bit more eloquent so that you can actually improve your English language abilities. So I actually do that myself. I put these words in there. But what she's saying is 100% true. And again, this is what irks me more about those other channels than the errors, is the don't say this, don't say this. If you want to sound like a native English speaker, use these absolutely esoteric words that are going to not be used in a normal context. No, that is the wrong way. And this is why when she says, do I want to sound like a writer? The way in which I wrote in that book is vastly different than the way that I speak to you. I speak to people that I know, my friends, my family, and other people. So she is spot on when it comes to the way in which you should learn vocabulary. Let's keep on watching.
And, use idioms all the time. Like, do I have to say, oh, this sofa cost me an arm and a leg, but then it dawned on me that it is good value for money? Or can I just say, yeah, this sofa is really expensive, but, then I realized that I will be using it for a long time, so it's worth it.
Okay, the first thing that she did with all the idioms, she sounded like an idiot. And she knew she sounded like an idiot. That's what the funny thing was about that. The second one sounds normal. Now, other channels on YouTube will say, hey, sound like the first one. No, don't sound like the first one. You will sound like, you will sound either like a moron or you'll sound pretentious. Don't do that. Don't do that. But you heard what she said in the second example. That's how you want to sound. Use those simple words. Because another thing, too, is when you don't learn those advanced grammar words, or you misuse those advanced grammar words, because that's what's most likely going to happen, is you're going to learn a list of advanced grammar words, have a basic understanding of their meaning, not know what context to use them in. This is something I talked about in my Don't Use Idioms video. the only video that I have so far where I say don't do something, you're going to use them wrong. And the reason why I made the don't use idioms video was that people were improperly using them. And we don't speak in idioms a lot. We don't. And if you keep on using idioms and phrasal verbs just for the sake of using idioms and phrasal verbs, you'll sound bad. You'll sound like an idiot. You don't want to do that. But, you know, there's a point where you want to show off your ability, that you can say that you know idioms, but then there's a point where you just start looking like a bumbling idiot. So use idioms where they're used. And this goes into a video that I'm going to be doing in a few days, comparing Roman to Lingua Marina and talking about how idioms should be used and the ability to feel the language that I think a lot of people don't do. All right, so I am going to stop her video. I only want to show you a few things because honestly, I want you to go to her video and watch her video. And I want you to look at her channel too, because her channel is chalked up with a lot of good information, I think. And over the last few videos that she has put up, she has really gotten into the theory of learning English, which I think is actually a little bit more important than here's 10 vocabulary words for you to learn. Here's 10 phrasal verbs that you should learn. Here are the idioms that you must learn in English. And if you don't, you'll say, no, don't listen to those channels. If anyone should have 7.7 million subscribers, it's Ina. If you stuck around this long in my video, please do subscribe. I am going to be giving you content like this about English, about what resources you should be looking for in English, and how you can improve your English language ability. So watch her video, subscribe to her channel, please give her the love. It was just one that I came across and I was like, wow, this is the real deal. This is the real deal. This is what you should be looking for in an English language YouTube channel. Not don't say these words, don't say that word. Those are just stupid. All right, so thank you very much. Have a good one. I'll have more videos coming out soon, and enjoy your day.